and welcome back to my studio. So we're going to do another workout today. I'm going to change things up a little bit for today because sometimes I need a little bit of a rest from heavy lifting, or because I actually like to work out, it makes me feel good. This is something that I would do on the days where I'm not necessarily doing a heavy lift. So we're going to alternate. It's a little bit more cardio, but it's fast paced. We're going to alternate between something called a Tabata and some core work. So again, this is something that we do on a day where I'm between weight training days, or if I'm feeling kind of a little run down or a little tired, I might actually swap out one of my heavy training days for this workout. So we're going to start with a warm up, and then we're going to go to something called a Tabata. Now, a Tabata is a high intensity interval training method. So it's 4 minutes long and it's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So we'll be doing 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We'll do that for 4 minutes. So that's a 4 minute, and then we're going to do some core work and some total body work with a stability ball. So you'll want to have a stability ball, and then we'll go back to the Tabata. So we'll do our core work segment 3 times, and we'll do our Tabata 3 times. So it's actually a really short and efficient workout. Great for those days where you don't want to do a heavy lift, days in between, or you're feeling a little bit run down. So short and sweet, we're going to go ahead and start our warm up. If you're a lady, go ahead and put your hair up. So again, for this workout, I'm actually going to be, you see my bike here, I am going to utilize my exercise bike for part of our Tabata. However, you do not need to have an exercise bike. The thing that I love about Tabata is that for the 20-second work interval, you can do anything you want. You could do bodyweight squats, you could do jump squats, you could do jumping jacks, you can do kettlebell swings, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 2 of the 20-second rounds on the bike, then I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna do dumbbell swings. So for your Tabata, do anything that's going to get your heart rate up. Whether that's jump rope, if you have a stationary cycle, if you have a rower, bodyweight squats, whatever you want to do that's going to get your heart rate up. You can even do what we're doing right now for the warm up. You could do a jog. All right, and then wide. Go out onto that knee. We're just getting a little bit stretched out here. Want to bring that heart rate up a little bit. Our first Tabata will serve as part of our warm up. So when we're doing this Tabata, one of the important things is that during your 20-second work interval, you're trying to work as hard as you can. So interval training is supposed to be fairly intense, which is why it's so short. It's only 4 minutes long, but it should feel intense. You should get out of breath. Your heart rate should come up. Now take the arms wide, reach down towards the opposite toe. If you can't get down towards the opposite toe, if that hurts the back, you can reach straight down and then come straight back up. Make sure you keep breathing as you're doing this. If you feel dizzy, just stay standing. And now let's go back to that jog. We're going to pick up that jog again real quick. One more round through the warm up, and then we're going to start our first Tabata. So again, equipment wise today, it'll be helpful if you have a weighted object of some sort. So I'm going to use a dumbbell today. If you have a kettlebell, that works too. Anything with a handle. If you have an exercise bike, you can go ahead and use it. You may want a yoga mat and a stability ball. And then go ahead and get wide. Slide out onto that knee. And then take the arms wide. and down towards the opposite toe. Just getting everything warmed up. All right, so there is something called a Tabata timer that you can download on your phone. Most of these apps are free. Again, our work interval to rest interval is going to be 20 seconds of work to 10 seconds of rest for 4 minutes. The first 2 20-second work periods, I'm going to be on the bike, and then I'm going to get off and I'm going to do a dumbbell swing. So I will demonstrate the dumbbell swing before we start our Tabata. So if you have a kettlebell or a weighted object, I'm going to hold my dumbbell by the end. Got to make sure that you got a pretty good grip on it. And then you're going to swing down, and your squat is going to help you push the dumbbell into the air. So when I'm doing this, I'm not actually feeling this too much in my shoulders because I'm using momentum from my squat. So side view as you do this, and I would practice this with me. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna keep your chin up, and you're gonna push your hips back. So my weight is almost always towards the back of my foot. I'm not coming onto my toes as I do this. So momentum, dumbbell comes just to maybe a little bit above my shoulders, but not much higher than that. This out of the way. So make sure you have water, and you choose what you're going to do for your first 20 seconds, your first 2 20-second bouts. I will keep the time for you. So if you can't hear my timer, that's okay. I will tell you when to work and when to rest. This is going to give us, so if you're on a bike, go ahead and start spinning. This is going to give me about 10 seconds to get ready, and then I'm going to turn the resistance up on my bike, and I'm going to work hard. And go. Almost. 10 seconds of rest. So if you're on your bike, keep spinning, but easy, easy, easy. All right, it's almost time for the next interval, and work. Push. Rest. I'm getting off my bike. Gonna get ready for my interval.
1. Watch out. 3, 2, 1.
Rest. Almost. And go. After this one, I'm getting back on the bike again. Getting back on the bike. We're halfway through. 2. Those rest breaks don't feel very long. Rest.
Rest. Three, two, one.
Work. Getting off the bike again. Got 2 more work intervals.
3, 2, 1. Workout.
Stack 'em up from the ceiling to the floor.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. 1 more.
3, 2, 1.
And work.
Workout.
All right, and rest. So if you need to stop the video here for a second, give yourself a good rest. Give yourself a chance to catch your breath. You should feel out of breath. I feel out of breath. So catch your breath. When we come back, we're gonna be using the stability ball for a total body and core workout.
For over 2 decades, Zoom Internet has been a leader in broadband. And now, we've built the network of the future with 10G, 10 times faster than gig-speed internet, able to support the limitless demand of the future, providing advanced security for connected devices. Our fiber network is unmatched. Zoom from Armstrong. The Internet of Tomorrow is here today.
All right, so we finished our first Tabata cycle. So hopefully you've taken a little bit of a break, you've caught your breath, maybe grabbed a little bit of water. I'm still feeling a little out of breath from it, so it's okay. This is going to be a little bit less intense. We're going to start with stability ball wall squats. So the idea here being to go as low as you can comfortably. So I've got my stability ball against the wall behind me, and I'm going to put my feet pretty far forward ahead of me. So there's quite a bit of space between my feet and the wall. And I'm going to squat down as low as I can and press back up through the heels. So I'm going to do that, and I'm adjusting my feet just a little bit to make it comfortable for me. You should do the same for you. So let's go ahead and do that. Only go as low as is comfortable for your knees and hip joints and your strength. You shouldn't get stuck down here. You should be able to push back off of it. So if you can only go to here, that's okay too. So we're gonna do 15 of these. Down and slow, we're working on range of motion in the joints. Sometimes you have to adjust your feet a little bit. My feet slide a little bit on this floor. 5, this is not about speed. 6, this is about working on joint mobility. 7, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes I find that these workouts make me more sore than the other ones because I'm working on that full range of motion, taking my time through the movement. Got 2 more. And there's 15. Okay, we are going to do a back extension next. Now for a stability ball back extension, what you're gonna wanna do is have your feet up against a wall, and you're gonna drape yourself over your ball. And then I still have my feet back here on my register, or on my heat register. Probably shouldn't. Talk to my husband about that later. So, and then I'm gonna touch the floor, so I'm draped over the ball, and then I'm gonna lift through my back. Now, if this hurts your back, so if it causes shooting pains in your back, don't do it. You can be in the draped position and you can just lift an arm. You're still gonna be working your back muscles doing that. But if you're able, you're gonna start here and then you're gonna lift. So you'll feel this through your entire spine. We're gonna do 10 of these. So let's start. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You pretty much have to have your feet anchored. I even have my knees on the floor here. There's 8, 9, 10. When those feel less awkward, you can then hold weights and add weight to that movement. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a side crunch, and I'm going to use a mat just to make my knee a little bit more comfortable. So again, draping over the ball, lower knee is going to be bent. Some people are able to lift this hand. I tend to fall off of the ball when I do that, so I'm going to keep my hand on the floor, and we're going to do side crunch. So we're going to do 10 on each side. So get yourself positioned. I know it's a little awkward. Hand to the head. Try to keep the neck, so don't move your head around a lot. Really force your core, your side muscles to work, not your neck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and try not to push up. I was pushing up there a little bit too much with that hand. It's really just a support hand. All right, let's switch sides. What you'll find is you probably chose your strong side first. I'm pretty sure that I did that. So remember, lower knee is bent, top leg is straight, palm is on the floor, hands gonna go behind the ear. Try not to move through your neck, only through the side. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we are going to be flipping onto our back, and we're going to do something called a Passover crunch. So I know some of my clients have done this one before, definitely not usually one of their favorites. It really gets into the whole abdominal side of the core. So you want to try to think about pushing your low back into the floor. For me, it really helps if I keep my shoulders off the floor. So you're going to pass the ball back and forth from feet to hands. And we're going to do that about 10 times. So let's go ahead and start. Start with the ball at your feet. Pass, everything goes apart, comes back together. There was 1, 2, 3, you should really feel this in your abdominals. 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8, 9, 1 more, pass it back to the feet. Now, leave it right by your feet and put your legs on top of the ball. You want the ball probably right around mid-calf, maybe a little out further towards your feet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work the back of the leg. If you get a hamstring cramp from this, make sure you stop and let it work itself out. Sometimes this can cause cramps in the hamstring, but we're really going to get into the hamstring here and the glutes. So we're going to do 10 where you lift your hips. You're going to keep your hips off the floor, and you're going to roll the ball in and push it back out, and that's 1. So we're gonna keep the hips up the whole time. We're gonna do 10 of those, and then we're gonna follow them up with 5 hip extensions, keeping our knees bent and pushing the hips up. All right, so let's start with our roll-ins. Hips up, draw the ball in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll put our hips down for just a second. Give your hamstring a rest. Now we're going to start with the ball real close. Heels are going to be almost on top of the ball. Try not to let the ball move back and forth as you do this. We're going to do 5 hip pushes. So hips are getting pushed up and back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So once again, we are going to go back to our Tabata. Now I want you to keep in mind that with this Tabata, you can get creative. So if you get bored with the bike and the dumbbell swing, do something different. You can do jumping jacks, you can do jump rope, you can do high knees, running in place. This is where you can get creative with your workout. You're just doing anything that's going to get your heart rate up very quickly. So I'm going to stick with my bike and my dumbbell swing because it's easier for me to cue you guys when I'm doing those 2 things. So, all right, take a little bit of a rest and then we'll get to our next Tabata. Right, so we are getting ready to start our second Tabata. Again, I'm starting on the bike. I'm gonna do 2 of the 20-second rounds here, and then I'm gonna go to the dumbbell, and I'm gonna go back and forth a few times to get our 4 minutes. So I'm starting our timer, giving us about 10 seconds. Get ready, and work. Almost.
2, 1.
And resting.
3,
Get ready.
1.
Work again. And rest. I'm coming off. See my shoes untied. And I'm gonna leave it that way for the rest of the Tabata.
3,
There's no time.
1.
Workout. Rest.
3, 2,
Get ready.
1.
Work. Rest. I'm going back to the bike. Gotta get there pretty quick.
3, 2, 1.
Work. Rest. Work.
One count.
Rest.
Yes.
2 more.
Three, two, one.
Work.
One count. Three, two, one. Rest.
Rest. 1 more.
Three, two, one.
Work.
One count. Three,
Almost.
one.
Rest.
Workout completed.
All right. Gonna take another good breather here. Gonna catch our breath before we go into our next round of the core with stability ball.
Supercharge your internet. Only Zoom Extreme from Armstrong combines unlimited data with whole home Wi-Fi at the fastest speeds possible. Zoom Extreme from Armstrong.
Okay, here we go with round 2 of our stability ball stuff. So we're gonna start with those squats again. We're gonna do 15 of them. Keep in mind that if you're new to exercise, it is totally okay to do fewer than the repetitions that I'm doing. So if you can only do 10, do 10. If you can only do 5, do 5. Do what you can do. There's 3. I'm going as low as I can to get full range of motion. 4, 5. Pushing through the heels. I need to be better about keeping my chin up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we are going to move to the floor and we're going to be on our knees first. So remember for your back extensions, you can either just lift the arms or just one at a time, or you can do the full extension. So just remember, you gotta have your feet anchored to get something. If you're trying to do this without your feet anchored, it's gonna feel even more awkward than it already is. So I kind of got my knees on the floor a little bit too. So I'm gonna go all the way down and then come all the way up. And I'm squeezing my back. So it's almost like my arms are wings and I'm really pushing them backwards. So getting full extension, full work through your back. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, keep breathing, and 10. For me, that's the toughest one. And for a lot of people, I think they say the same thing because most of us are very weak through our spinal muscles. So it's a great back strength exercise if you don't have any sort of back issues like slip discs. All right, so getting on your side, find your balance on the stability ball. Hand goes behind the ear. Keep the neck in line with the spine and really use your side muscles to lift yourself up. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flip around to the other side. Same thing. Position is half the battle here. If your stability ball is too big, you'll know right away because this will feel even more awkward than it is. There's 1, 2, and much weaker through this side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and then we are flipping onto the back. We're gonna start with the pass over again. So ball is gonna start by your feet. I'm gonna keep my shoulders off the floor so I can push my low back down. I'm gonna keep my knees a little bent too. So we're passing back and forth. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost. 9, and 10. All right, feet are gonna go. We're not going to sleep here. Legs are on top of the ball. Ball should be right around mid-calf. Gonna pop those hips up and draw the ball in by bending your knees and using your heels. So there's 1, I'm gonna do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drop the hips for just a second. Give your hamstrings a rest. You're gonna bring the ball in, and we're gonna do 5 of the ones where we're lifting the hips up and back. Try to keep that ball steady. There's 1, 2, more challenging than it looks. 3, 4, and 5. All right, another quick break here. We have 1 more Tabata and 1 more cycle through that. Now, if you are a beginner exerciser, you might call it a day right now. So 2 cycles through that can be pretty taxing. So, but if you're more advanced or you're more intermediate, stay with me. We're gonna do 1 more Tabata and 1 more cycle through the stability ball. All right, we've got more time. So this is our 3rd round through Tabata. And quite honestly, once you get through this one, you really don't need to do many more of these. And if you feel like you could do a lot more Tabatas, you're probably not working hard enough during the ones that you did. All right, so I'm gonna start my timer. It's gonna give us 10 seconds here, so get ready to work. Mentally prepared, and go. It's only 4 minutes, right? Almost. Rest. I'm gonna stay here for 1 more cycle, and then I'm gonna go back to my swings with the dumbbell.
3, 2, 1.
And work. Rest.
Rest. 3, 2, 1.
Work. Rest.
Rest. 3, 2, 1.
Work. Rest. Going back to the bike. We're halfway.
3, 2, 1.
Work. Rest. Work. Rest. Got 2 more. Rest. Last one.
3, 2, 1.
Work. Rest. Whew. All right. Gonna take another rest here. Catch your breath. Almost all the way. We got one more round through stability ball.
Armstrong has a history of being engaged in the areas where we provide service. One of these ways is through breaking bread. Food insecurity affects over 12 million children and 5 million seniors nationwide, putting them at risk for chronic health conditions. We're taking a 4-prong approach to fighting hunger by collecting donations, volunteering time, donating money, and raising awareness. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.
All right, we have third and final round of the stability ball. If you're anything like me, by the time you get through that third Tabata, it's taking your heart rate a little bit longer to come down, and that is normal. That's what makes Tabata so effective, is it gets your heart rate up so high in a 4-minute period, and you're not overdoing it by doing hours-long bouts of cardio, which I'm not a fan of. All right, so squats to start. Remember to just do what you can do. There's 2, 3, and if you're one of those people who wants to make this more challenging at some point, you can hold the weight doing this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually after the Tabatas, you don't need it to be a whole lot more challenging. 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. And down to the knees. We're gonna take the ball, anchor the feet, find your positioning. Again, the hardest part sometimes about the stability ball is just figuring out where it needs to be so it supports you. Hands on the floor to start, and if you're able, lift as high as you can. 2, again, if you wanted to make this more challenging, you could hold small dumbbells. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Moving on to the side. That lower knee is bent. Make sure you're kind of stable and that you're lifting up from the side. If you haven't done very many of these, you ought to feel this in those side muscles tomorrow. When you're waking up and saying, oh, why do my sides hurt? This is why. 8, 9, 10. Another thing you'll notice is that anything with balance at the end of a workout, you're gonna feel less balanced. So I feel a lot less stable on this ball than I did at the beginning because I'm just starting to get tired. All of my stabilizers are tired. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might see me try to lift my hand every now and then. 6, 7, just kind of testing myself, challenging myself a little bit. 8, 1 more. And, all right, and then we're gonna move to the back. Ball is gonna start by the feet. Passovers first. I'm just pushing my low back down. Start it here, pass it over, and there's 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep breathing. It's easy to stop when you're doing this. All right, there's 10. Feet are gonna go up onto the ball. Find the right position. Lifting the hips up. And draw those heels in. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna give my hips or my hamstrings a little bit of a rest. I'm gonna bring that ball nice and close. And then 5, pushing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, since we have the stability ball, we'll go ahead and grab water and catch your breath. But since we're using the stability ball today, we're going to do a couple of stretches that utilize the ball, and then we'll be done for the day. So the first one, I want to make sure you have something comfortable underneath your knees. And I'm going to get my knees a little bit wide here. And just like you would do child's pose with your hands on the floor, we're just going to use the ball, which is going to give you a little bit of a deeper stretch through the lats. While you're in this position, try to relax. Breathe. When you're able to, move to nose breathing. So as soon as you catch your breath, take all of your breaths in and out through the nose. All right, and then last stretch we're going to do, we're going to sit down on the ball, and the easiest way to get laying down on a stability ball is you can have your hands up to the side just in case you're going to fall, but you're going to walk your feet until you can lay down comfortably on the ball. Now from here, our stretch is just going to be draping over the ball and allowing gravity to stretch us out. This stretch feels really good to me, so I try, if I feel good with my balance, you can keep your arms down here. If I feel good with my balance, I let my head hang. When you come up from this position, just be aware that because you were kind of inverted, you could be a little bit dizzy. So I'm going to walk my feet back up and I'm going to sit back on the ball. You could also do what I've seen enough people do, where you just kind of sit down off the ball too. So, all right, I hope that you enjoyed today's workout. Like I said, this is a great workout to do if you want to have a more core-focused workout, or if you need a rest day for more intense lifting, or if you just hate cardio, but you still want to get the heart health benefits of doing some cardio. These high-intensity interval training workouts and core workouts are great for those things. So I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you want to find out more about me, my name is Kelly Bailey. You can go to kellybailey.fit, or you can email me at kellybailey1980@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.